Before the video starts, I just wanted to apologize for any strange cropping in the beginning. This was originally meant to be a YouTube short, so all of my footage was filmed in vertical format. So, this quest begins with trying to forge this cute little double rivet heart pendant. I figured, good one-day video, easy editing, release the short. My strategy was to bend one piece of metal clockwise, bend the other piece of metal counterclockwise, rivet them at the bottom, rivet them in the top, and then kind of turn it inside out so that my twists undid themselves and I had a rivet inside. However, this project was riddled with issues right from the beginning. Let's pick it up at the first failure. I was doing my final shaping and this top rivet popped open, but I'm okay with that because I felt like these rivets were too short, so it didn't really sell the illusion as much. So let's try again. During this time lapse, I had two more failures, or really just one, because in one case I'd simply drilled my holes too big after failing to rivet it, which was only about 10 minutes lost, and the other failure came as a byproduct of my complicated method. I just thought of what I'm pretty sure is a way easier way to do this. It was at this point that I had my accident. You see, what happened was I had switched to a different steel because I ran out of the steel I was originally using, and it was most likely thinner. So when I clamped it in my vise sideways and drilled a hole in it, it buckled and grabbed my drill bit, pulling my hand in. I did a quick assessment to make sure my tendon was okay, and then just assumed everything was fine, so I adjusted my camera and went with business as usual. Now, not everybody watching this is a metal worker, but this isn't supposed to... okay. Let's wipe that on my pants. This isn't supposed to happen. So, I got my finger all nice and stitched up, and that is on the screen now, fair warning. The guy who did my stitches was actually really cool, and he gave me all the medical instruments that he used, because, in his words, I'm supposed to tell you to come back here to get him out, but we both know that's not happening. So now that my finger is on the mend, I've got some unfinished business to take care of. So I wrapped up my finger to prevent getting shmoo in there and got cracking. Now, don't worry, this time I had a plenty strong drilling setup. And the ironic thing is that drilling like this probably took a third of the time, including setting up the clamps. So my sketchy maneuver to save time actually did the opposite. Now, I'm going to spare you the details and the footage and just say that I had another failure. But it was with this failure that I finally figured out the problem. So I'm pretty sure most of my problems are stemming from my material being too thin, so I'm going to properly flatten out and then cut up this chunk of metal. Now, I can already hear people commenting, "Did I ever tell you?"
The definition of insanity.
Now, maybe I'm just not too smart from all the banging my head against the wall, but I had already decided I was making this heart, and no finger is going to stop me. Besides, these stitches don't count as an injury. You need at least 5 for that. You know, in life, there are some very pretentious people who will say that the sweetest victory is that at the end of a hard-fought journey. And I am definitely one of these people, because I am far more proud of this than I reasonably should be. And I look back on my failures with pride, because even though they're not the best showcase of my skill, they do show something arguably more important. Anyways, that's enough of my preaching. Just get out there and make something. Maybe not this, but make something.